Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to Shifting Lanes. My name is Hanson. Thanks for tuning into the video. And for this one, you're looking at the 2021 Mazda 3 Hatchback, and this is the top of the line model. This retails for $34,820, and it comes packed with almost everything you can throw at it, minus some small appearance upgrades. This is the 2.5-liter turbo with Premium Plus package. And the noteworthy features of this car are the Skyactiv G 2.5-liter turbo, making 250 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque, and also the iActive all-wheel drive system. So for this video, I want to share with you my likes and dislikes about this premium-looking hatchback so that you have a better idea before you buy. And make sure you stick around all the way till the end to hear my overall recommendations. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe and notification bell to see more videos from us. So let's get going, and I want to start this review with the exterior first because this Mazda 3 hatchback is a head turner. The addition of the front air dam, standard for this trim but optional on others, gives this Mazda 3 a much more aggressive look. It gives it a more tuner car-like presence that is very appropriate for this hatchback design. It's finished in gloss black, which matches the shade on the blacked out grille, mirror caps, wheels, and also the nicely sized rear spoiler. The paint on this one is polymetal gray metallic paint. It's the same shade that is exclusive to the Mazda Carbon editions, which is limited to the CX-5, CX-9, and also the Mazda 6, which I've reviewed before. And given the red interior color on this one, this might as well be called the Mazda 3 Carbon Edition. But this exterior paint in general looks pretty amazing in contrast with the blacked out pieces. You can also opt for the extra appearance package, which adds a rear skirt and side sill extensions. That's the one upgrade that's sorely missing from this tester. I would definitely add that as an option just because it makes the car look that much more interesting and also lower to the ground. But overall, I love the hatchback design, and if you're a fan of Volkswagen GTIs, Hyundai Velosters, Toyota Corollas, or the old Focus RS and hatchback WRXs, then this Mazda 3 hatchback properly ticks that design box. There's enough space for 4 people, a bit tight for 5, and there's plenty of storage space in the hatch area. Moving inside, here's where the Mazda 3 has all of those other hatchbacks beat. In my opinion, the Mazda 3 has the best looking interior in its class. Those other hatchbacks that I've mentioned have interior designs and materials that are more on the economy side, whereas this Mazda looks more upscale. And if you covered up that badge, you might think that you're sitting in a luxury car. I believe the design and shape of things are the reason why this Mazda looks so good. It looks like the vehicle has been designed to keep things more minimalist, straightforward, and much less distracting. I like how the vents are nicely integrated and hidden away from view. There's also a generous amount of upholstered surfaces in the interior of the vehicle that makes it look more interesting, especially when you peek inside the car. It almost reminds me of having very fancy lining inside of a suit jacket. The physical layout of the infotainment screen is pretty tasteful. This is their newer widescreen format, and since it's a non-touch screen, Mazda has been able to put it further away so it blends in more nicely with the dash. It's also more within your line of sight, so it's less distracting. Controlling the infotainment system can be done via this dial here and set of buttons, which is placed very comfortably. This is using their new user interface, and it's pretty easy to use. There are a lot of menus and sub-menus to navigate through, but overall the system makes pretty good sense. And to make things just a little bit easier so you don't have to navigate through the different pages, there is a favorites button. That is a simple list that contains your favorite navigation destinations, music stations, and also your contacts into one list. As for phone integration, this system does come with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. However, you still have to plug into it. That Mazda 6 Carbon Edition, which I've reviewed before, and if you want to see that, please click the link up here, has wireless Apple CarPlay. So hopefully they'll expand that capability across all their other models in the near future. Looking ahead, the Mazda 3 is equipped with a beautiful steering wheel. This is a newer design steering wheel, and it has a very classic slim 3-spoke design that is really comfortable to hold. There are paddle shifters, which makes driving the Mazda 3 just a bit more engaging, but it's not as fun as driving one with a manual transmission, which in this case, that's only available in the premium non-turbo front-wheel drive version, which is somewhat disappointing. I believe that a 2.5 liter turbo engine with all-wheel drive and a manual transmission, I feel like that's the perfect opportunity for the Mazda Speed 3 to return. Now, the instrument cluster on this Mazda 3 has the 3-gauge cluster configuration, with the middle one being fully digital, so you can swap the views to show a traditional looking speedometer or a digital display with your car sensors information. Since this model has navigation built in, it would have been nice if the center display can also show a map display. But that's okay though, because there is a heads-up display on this car, and that's another nice feature with the Premium Plus package. The heads-up display is large and very legible, and you can see your turn-by-turn directions there. And this also has traffic sign recognition, so overall, plenty of information on a screen that is directly in your line of sight. There's also a bunch of other upgrades found in this car that makes it feel more premium. For example, this comes with a 360-degree camera system, and you can turn that on when you're parking or via this button over here. There's also an upgraded 12-speaker Bose stereo sound system and heated front seats and heated steering wheel. Overall, really solid list of features at this price point. Now let's talk about how it drives. That 2.5 liter engine is a blast. It's torquey, and when you put your foot down, you can hear that turbo spool up. It's a nice little reminder that this one is special. 0 to 60 should happen in under 6 seconds, which makes this car a good contender in the hatchback segment. Just make sure to fill up with 93 octane, because if you fill up with regular, the engine is going to be detuned to 227 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. Ride quality could be a bit better. It's a bit firm, but can be jarring at times, and I think it's got something to do with the rear suspension design. It's not a multi-link rear suspension, it's a torsion beam design, which is a little bit more economical and easier to package, and also giving you a bit more rear hatch area. And on smoothly paved roads, it's going to behave really nicely, but some road imperfections can make the car feel unsettled. Handling isn't bad, but it could also be better. The firmness of the suspension makes the Mazda 3 feel more connected to you, but I think a better suspension layout would improve the general feel. I do like the steering feel. There's good feedback there, but I feel like it would have been better if it was slightly heavier. Again, that's just my personal taste. So it still maintains that fun to drive attitude that Mazdas are aiming for, but overall there's room for growth in that department. And finally, this 6-speed automatic transmission is just fine for commuting purposes, but it can feel a little bit lackluster for those spirited drives. It certainly pales in comparison to other automatics with higher number of gears or other hatchbacks with dual clutch transmissions. So in terms of driving fun, this Mazda 3 isn't as nutty as other cars in the hot hatchback segment, even though this has a really respectable engine. Instead, this feels like a more grown-up hatchback that's more presentable and classier looking. This car is going to feel awesome for commutes, and it doesn't look too boy racer or silly on the outside or inside. But you'll find that it's also not as potent as the other mainstays in this category when it comes to the limits, like in autocross settings or track days. This is coming from a Hyundai Veloster N owner. If you want a true hot hatchback, there's a better car for you and at a comparable price. The Veloster N with dual clutch transmission, which I've recently reviewed, is even quicker and crazier in other ways compared to the manual version, and you can see that review up here. But jumping inside that Veloster N, it certainly doesn't give the more mature and refined ambiance that this Mazda 3 offers. So overall, if you're looking for a great all-around hatchback with plenty of premium features, great looks on the outside and especially on the inside, a respectably powerful engine, and with a generally fun to drive attitude, then this Mazda 3 is going to be a great choice. I would be happy to have this as a daily driver. In fact, I think this is a great daily driver considering that it also has the all-wheel drive capability and also returns pretty good mileage at 23 city, 31 highway, and 26 combined. However, if you're looking for the best performance bargain for your buck, there are better options out there. Well, there you have it. That's my review of the 2021 Mazda 3 Hatchback, all-wheel drive with the premium package. I want to thank you so much for watching all the way till the end. If you've learned something, please hit that like button. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe and notification bell button so that you can be notified anytime we make a new video. I'll wrap it up right there. My name is Hanson. This has been the 2021 Mazda 3 Hatchback, and I will see you next time.